Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. It's Tuesday, the third day in the month of June, just 3 days into the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, recently assured the nation that emergency shelters are ready and communication systems are in place to manage any activity. We do hope that you are making preparation to keep you and your family safe. Coming up in today's show, the electronic health records, digital versions of patient medical histories that can be shared and accessed by different healthcare providers. We'll have more after the break, so stay with us. We'll be right back after the news.
Keep your heart beating strong. Your health is your wealth. Practice healthy habits. 30 minutes a day keeps heart disease away. Choose life.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, June 3, 2025. The National Water Commission, NWC, will be embarking on an island-wide non-revenue water program that will cost $340 million. Minister with responsibility for water, Matthew Samuda, laid out the plans during his recent sectoral address. Non-revenue water, which is water that is lost either through leakage or theft, is presently between 68 and 70%. With this program, Minister Samuda says the goal is to get the number down to 30%.
This is a project that will span a decade. This is not a single administration project. This is indeed a major one. We have completed the first phase of the procurement, and through pre-qualification, we have identified 4 international engineering firms that are going through their procurement process with DBJ. This is a PPP contract.
The NWC's total water production is approximately 336 cubic millimeters per year. By reducing non-revenue water, the required production will drop to 147 cubic millimeters per year. This is expected to result in the lowering of electricity cost and increased cash flow for the water agency. Meanwhile, Minister Matthew Samuda has announced that the Rural Water Supply Improvement Project will be going into procurement within 2 weeks. Over 38,000 residents are expected to benefit from the project, which is being undertaken by Rural Water Supply Limited. It will impact communities such as Mason Hall and the Agualta Vale Jordan Run scheme in St. Mary, Albert Town, Ulster Spring in Trelawney, Union, Balaclava in St. Elizabeth, Port Morant, Airy Castle in St. Thomas, and Green Park, Bamboo in St. Anne.
This shows, and if you think of the population centers that have grown around these communities, you know why we should have done it 25 years ago. But we are finally at that point, and I'm happy to have put some work into that particular space.
Plans are afoot to expand the Soapberry wastewater treatment facility to the tune of $114.9 million. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Matthew Samuda, says the government intends to go to market this year for a supplier and partner who will expand the capacity of the facility. Currently, the treatment capacity of Soapberry is 75,000 cubic meters per day. With the expansion, it is expected to double to 150,000 cubic meters per day. The project will facilitate the expansion of the Kingston and St. Andrews sewer network, thus creating opportunities for increased residential and commercial development.
All of this is for naught if our citizens in downtown Kingston have to navigate sewage leaks on a daily basis. Remember, and it is for that reason, as you know, the Prime Minister has instructed, we're already doing, I believe, $200 million of work on Spanish Town Road, but we will commence next month an additional $480 million of line replacements going through Western Kingston, and will continue to do so until this issue is brought under condition.
Mr. Samuda also laid out his ministry's plans for other problematic sewage plants. He says plans are far advanced to relocate both the Harborview and Long Mountain sewage facilities. There are also commitments to improve and restore the Portmore sewage ponds, and they are in the planning process to move the Bogue sewage pond.
Sewage is amongst the worst environmental issues that we face, and this administration is taking it seriously.
The government is moving to amend current fisheries regulations to allow the buying and selling of spiny lobster during the closed season. The announcement was made by Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Floyd Green during his 2025-2026 sectoral debate presentation in Parliament. Minister Green explains that the current ban on lobster sales during the closed season has led to market gluts at the start of each season, negatively impacting fish farmers' income and disrupting supply.
What this means, as you know now, we are in the closed season for lobster. So you are not able to legally go out and purchase lobster, even if it was legally fished. We are going to remove that prohibition. Once you would have fished it during the open season, you can sell it all year round.
The pilot, set to begin by the second quarter of this year, will test the removal of restrictions on the sale, purchase and possession of legally harvested lobster during the closed season. Minister Green says the initiative will be carefully assessed, and should there be a rise in illegal fishing, the previous restrictions will be reinstated. It will be enforced by the National Fisheries Authority, the Marine Police, JDF Coast Guard, fisheries inspectors and other key stakeholders to ensure sustainable and responsible fisheries management. And finally, sprint legend Usain Bolt is set to appear almost exclusively in the Jamaica Tourist Board's next global campaign to be launched in August of this year. This follows on Bolt's appointment as Jamaica's Global Tourism Ambassador, which was officially unveiled at the JTB's 70th anniversary cocktail reception recently.
As part of our own innovativeness and seeking to find new and exciting ways of rekindling the market and getting back the growth that we must have as we move into the new perspectives of global realities. We want a with speed and efficiency, and has captured the imagination of the world and has made Jamaica a #1 destination across the globe to be right there with us.
In his new role, Bolt will lead global campaigns, represent Jamaican culture at key international events, and help spotlight the island's music, food, people, and breathtaking attractions. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
We now turn the spotlight on Jamaica's push towards digital healthcare transformation, where digital versions of patients' medical histories can be accessed and shared by authorized healthcare providers across the system.
The digital transformation of Jamaica's public health sector is progressing, and a key component is the implementation of an electronic health record EHR system.
Electronic Health Record System, System 1, or SI for short. When the patient comes for registration process, we would input the data on S1, and then this data will come around to wherever the doctor is or the nurse is. So they do not need to be waiting on health records to go and retrieve the paper record to bring to them. And if the patient comes with any investigation with the blood results, X-ray, any form of laboratory results or any external results, we upload those at the time of registration. So when they come to the doctor and the nurse, the information is readily available.
Doctors will be able to see diagnostic scans on their computers and tablets remotely.
Right, and it also allows multiple persons to be retrieving the data simultaneously, or we can do data entry simultaneously.
You can actually measure time from arrival to time of triage, and thereafter every interaction with every member of staff is actually timed. So it is good for tracking, whereas the previous system, if the doctor or the nurse never actually wrote the time that they were seeing, it doesn't get tracked as easily.
It's a shift from paper-based health records management that is allowing improved patient care coordination, enhanced data accuracy, and better decision-making by medical personnel.
Names come up on the system, and as they are seen, there's a color change, so you know which one is seen by the nurse, which one is already seen by the doctor, which one is discharged. So each one of those, if there's no color change, you know that person has not yet been seen. So in terms of efficiency, that's excellent.
The EHR is being implemented by the Ministry of Health as part of the Health Systems Strengthening Project, valued at over $5 million. The EHR allows for not just patient registration, but also appointment scheduling and patient assignment in the triage process.
I know that for the outpatients department, definitely throughput is much faster, and the chance of people getting missed or neglected in the clinic is almost nil now.
The system, which is intended to go island-wide, is being initially rolled out in 13 health facilities over an 18-month period. Maypen Hospital was the first to operationalize the electronic health record system.
The reason why we were the first, I think, is because we were the most ready to receive and accept such a new system.
The first phase rollout will also include the Chapelton, Spanish Town, and St. Anne's Bay hospitals, as well as the Maypen West, Maypen East, and St. Jago health centers.
A patient arrived in the accident and emergency department and wasn't able to give adequate information. This patient was just being treated next door by the St. Jago Park Health Center, and we were able to pull up that information and to continue care. And so we are at a good place in public health. We are exciting, and I'm sure that the patient will get timely medical care.
As a nurse in charge of the labor ward, for me, I have my 24-hour reports on a daily basis, and I'm able to get the information at the end of the day for each client. Easy accessible, one click away.
The island-wide rollout will network more than 2,000 computers and 400-plus medical-grade tablets that provide universal access to medical records. The electronic health record platform is based on the philosophy of one patient, one record, and is part of the plan for improving efficiency in access to medical services.
And what that means is that whatever data that is inputted concerning the patient when they come to see a doctor at a health center or hospital in this case, that data is pulled up based on their unique identification number. And you immediately know the history of the patient and therefore all the factors that may influence a treatment regime in a much quicker way.
With EHR, there is no challenge with locating your health records, and so care is timely and on point.
Data for the EHR is stored securely on multiple servers, and only authorized persons are allowed access.
The confidentiality of the patient's record is actually critical. So it's not like anybody can get anybody's record at any time. There has to be special permission from the medical records department to actually release the notes. And then that's the only way we can access it.
The system is expected to accrue significant savings of time and cost on tests that won't have to be repeated. The data generated will also assist in the formulation of better evidence-based policy making and program design by the government.
Regarding the staff, if you ask any of them if they want to go back to the paper system, you get a resounding no. They do not want to go back to the paper system.
event of a natural disaster, the Jamaica Fire Brigade is ready to fire up the engine. The aim? To save lives, one of several government entities that are equipped and ready to tackle emergency situations. It's a go for these hardworking men and women when disaster strikes.
We are in the best place we have ever been in our history in terms of our state of readiness. We have a full complement of just about 2,000 members.
During a natural disaster, the Jamaica Fire Brigade offers critical services, including search and rescue operations, evacuation support, fire suppression, and emergency medical supplies. They also coordinate with other agencies to ensure timely response and community safety.
Our firefighters are on standby.
Earlier in the show, we mentioned that the 2025 hurricane season is now underway, and government has already confirmed that all shelters are ready. Now, let's turn our focus to the home and hear how parents can help their children feel safe and emotionally prepared for the season ahead.
What am I? Cat!
Yes. Okay, it's my turn. What am I? Food? Is it a fruit? Apple.
Your turn. What am I? Goat. Cow. Nice. Hey guys, it seems like a hurricane is coming. What are we going to do? We need to be prepared. What are we going to do?
Don't worry, Lisa. We got this covered. Lisa. Don't worry.
What are we going to do? Everything will be okay.
Lisa, we got this covered. Don't worry.
Everything
Don't
will be
worry.
okay. All right? Okay, Joshua. Okay.
We are in the hurricane season, and it's important to be prepared for anything that can happen. A big part of that is having conversations with your children about the hurricane season and what to expect. Counseling psychologist Jody Lee is here to walk us through the process.
We start with the definition of what a hurricane is. Then you go into what are some of the features of a hurricane, what are some of the things that you might experience during a hurricane. So flooding, depending on where you are, consistent rain, heavy downpours, lightning, thunder, and you get from them how they would feel about those things. Try to reassure them that we are handling the situation, and so by handling it means we have a family safety plan. So having a family safety plan would look like knowing the extent of preparation you need to do. So if you need to fix some things on your house, or if we need to get materials to batten down windows, check that roofs are okay, not leaking, find a particular area in the house that would be a safe zone. So finding things that we will need to put into a safety plan. So, the basics, water, canned food, making sure that our documents are sealed. So you would go through that entire process with them, and you involve them as much as possible. But what we want them to know is okay if you are worried, but there are things that we can do to make sure that you are safe. And so, one of those is to make sure that we are tuning into the radio and listening to the broadcast from reputable news sources. But with that also, you need to be careful as to how much you allow them to get that information. So it's important to maybe filter the information through yourself first. So you listen, you limit their access to it, and then you give them the information that they need in the moment, rather than them having access to all of this information, and it might feel like a little bit too much, a little too big, and they get overwhelmed. In preparation for a hurricane, you say to them, your devices might not work, and we might have to be preserving batteries, so we're going to go old school and we're going to play some games, or we're going to find little scavenger hunts around the house, but find things to make it interesting for them, find ways to help them to distract, but not just be distracted, but also to be connected to you so that they have that sense of security. The other thing to recognize with children, particularly the younger ones, is that their anxiety might come out through repetition. Try not to be irritated. Try not to think, all right, they're not listening and they're not paying attention. This is them trying to get security for themselves. This is them trying to make sure that the answer doesn't change, so that means things are going to be okay.
It is also important to have all your emergency numbers of government agencies, families, and friends that you can reach out to. It's best to place these at a position where the entire family is able to see them, or have the numbers on speed dial so you can make contact easily.
Not only should you be preparing for the hurricane season, but you should also be preparing for the summer that's ahead. If you're a young person, you might want to consider the government's Youth Summer Employment Program. This annual initiative continues to create valuable job opportunities for young people across Jamaica. And this year, participants will earn a weekly stipend of $17,000. Let's revisit highlights from the 2024 launch of YSEP.
We started this program in 2016-2017. We started with 1,600 participants. And every year we improve the numbers of persons involved in the YSEP program. This year, we took a bold decision. And for the first time, the YSEP program will be catering for 10,000 young people right across Jamaica. This is our first. The success of the program is there to be seen. More than 500 participants over the years have found gainful employment through various municipal corporations across the country. I want to urge you to treat this program in the same way that you treat your future. You are building on a foundation that has been created by a government led by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who has placed great emphasis on building, providing the kind of leadership for young people across the country. I urge you to make us proud of you this year.
Ready! 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 There is so many times when never my Savior, he will please.
I feel very proud to share my experience with the Youth Summer Employment Program, YSEP. This program has really been a turning point in my life, and I know it can do the same for you. I learned important people skills that I had never been taught at school. Because of YSEP, I came out of my shell, communicated more, and became far more confident.
So as youngsters going into summer employment, I want you to take this bit of advice. Whatever you are tasked to do it to the best of your ability, do it well. And that will become the stepping stone for you to achieve the things that you actually want to do in life. The ethic of work is something that the younger generation, you coming up, must absorb, internalize, and make it become a part of who you are. So we're doing a fantastic job in ensuring that you get the work experience that will eventually form the basis on which you will become permanent members of the Jamaica labor force.
Youths, this is your time to shine. Rise to the occasion, because this is a chance for you to step up and show the world what you are made of. By participating in this program, you are not only investing in your personal growth, but also contributing to the strength and prosperity of our nation.
To you, my colleagues, I say learn everything you can, support each other, and enjoy the Youth Summer Employment Program. I can promise you that you will never forget this experience. Big up YSEP, thank you.
As we close out today's edition of Jamaica Magazine, remember, it is never too late to be what you might have been. Do join us again tomorrow for another informative show. In the meantime, remember to visit our website, grs.gov.jm, for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.